Woo-hoo. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. After boiled soup. Yes, indeed. Would you look at this big bowl of goodness right here? Ladies and gentlemen, we are making after boiled soup. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Okay, so what we got here is all the fixins. Well, at least what I like to put in my crawfish boil. After boiled soup will vary. It depends on what you like in your pot when you boil crawfish. For me, I've got carrots, celery, corn, sausage, mushrooms, potatoes, onions, and garlic. And I've also got roughly a pound of tails that is left over from our boil. Personally, I wish there were a few more tails, but we had some hungry mouths tearing them up. Okay, so I'm going to move these tails back to the fridge until I need them, and I will start cutting this right here accordingly. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, all cut up. As you can see, I cut the celery and carrots into larger pieces. Tried to go ahead and chop up the onion as much as I could. I left the mushrooms whole, but you could chop them up into smaller pieces if you choose. I also took the liberty of cutting the corn off the cob. However, you probably could throw them in there whole. Over here, I sliced up the sausage and cut up the potatoes. I kept maybe 6 to 7 cloves of garlic. There was a lot of leftover garlic. I don't want to overpower the soup with garlic, so I kept what I thought would work. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cover these up and move them to the fridge for now and get started on a roux. Okay, so my audio decided to crap out on me for whatever reason, but as you can see, I got a large pot and pan heating up. Now in this pan right here, you're going to add 1.5 sticks of butter and let it melt. Once the butter is melted, you drop in a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and then you get stirring. I'm looking to make a peanut butter color roux here. It may take around 30 minutes, could be less, could be more. It just depends on how hot your fire gets on your stove. So look, I stir the roux on a medium-low heat. I go with medium-low because it's more of a forgiving heat. You don't want to burn this. That's the last thing you want to do. Plus, I'm going back to this pan over here and then back to the pot. It's going to be a lot easier on me. Now, in this pan right here, I'm going to add a little bit of oil and let it coat evenly. Next, I will drop in the sausage from the boil. I'm just going to let it sear a little bit. Now, I know I'm not going to get a whole lot of fat off this sausage because most of it cooked out when it was boiled yesterday. But I figured I'd go ahead and sear it up a little bit. That way I can kind of brown it and maybe get a little grease as well. Now, you can't forget, you got to keep going back and forth between pot and pan. Keep stirring your roux. It's important. All right, so this sausage is looking good right here. So what I do next is I go ahead and take it out and then put it into a bowl off to the side. Okay, so once your sausage is removed, you drop in your onion. And obviously I have no sound effects here because I have no audio. So listen to the sweet sounds of nothing. All right. So I sauteed that for a little bit. Then I add the celery in and then mix that in for a little while as well. Now off to the side over here, my roux is the perfect color I'm looking for. So I set the fire to the lowest setting and it can just sit right there until I'm ready. So this onion and celery right here, it's already really soft, having been boiled. But you want to go ahead and saute it up a little bit in that sausage fat, just to kind of marry some more flavors. But overall, you don't have to do this very long. It's already good to go. Okay, so once you've done this for a few minutes here, you're going to want to add in 1 14.5-ounce can of chicken broth. Just go ahead and pour that in. Beautiful. Go ahead and stir that around a little bit. And then from here, you want to go ahead and add your garlic, which I have gone ahead and mashed it up with a fork. Just kind of made a paste out of it because it's so soft, having been boiled. Then I'm going to blend that in real good. Just kind of move that around so it marries all together. I pronounce you broth and garlic. All right. Next, I add another 14.5-ounce can of chicken broth. I then go ahead and give this pan one final stir just to blend it real good. And then I take the contents of this pan and pour it in this large pot right over the roux. And it just so happened that at this point in the video, the audio began to work again. Enjoy. Go ahead and blend that in. Next, you want to add your sausage in. And also the mushrooms. Go ahead and mix that around. Should be pretty thick mixture at this point, but don't worry, we're going to thin it out. Next, you will add 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. And that's 10.5-ounce cans. Go ahead and stir that in. Now look, if you are one who is allergic to mushrooms or just don't like mushrooms, obviously you will not add the mushrooms in. But furthermore, you don't have to use cream of mushroom soup either. You can use cream of celery, cream of shrimp, cream of potato. Whichever one you want to go with should work out just fine. Okay, next we are going to add 2 quarts of half and half. As you're doing this, you can turn your fire up to probably a medium heat. Whoa, now calm down. Okay, so to add a little bit of flavor to this, we're going to throw in 1 tablespoon of hot sauce and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And that's all we're going to need to do to this. I mean, you probably could add a little bit of seasoning if you wanted, but depending on how seasoned your crawfish boil was, you may want to hold off to the very end. There's a lot of flavor already deep in the onion, the garlic, the mushrooms, carrots, all of it. Shoot, I don't need to rattle it off. You guys get the picture. For that reason, we're opting to hold off on seasoning this soup. Okay, so for now, we're going to bring this to a slight boil, cover, and then let it cook for 1 hour on a simmering heat. All right, that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and cover this up and turn our fire to a simmering heat. And let it cook for 1 hour. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 1 hour. Ooh, yeah. Let me tell you, that smells so good. Just gonna give this a nice stir here. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the fixins from our crawfish boil. We got our potatoes, our carrots, our corn, and our crawfish. Woo-hoo. Go ahead and blend that all in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and raise the heat back up on this just to get it cooking again. Bring it to kind of a slight boil again. As you can see, it's really thickened up too. You know, a lot of the water has evaporated, so we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups of milk. And that's whole milk. And stir that around. Now, depending on the consistency you desire, you may want to add only 1 cup of milk or none at all. I just like mine to be creamy, but a little thin as well, you know? Goes down real good. Okay, we got a slight boil here, so we're going to go ahead and cover this up and lower our fire to our simmering heat. And let it cook for 20-30 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived. Ooh, that smells good. Take a look at all this goodness. Oh my. Look at this mushroom. Crawfish. Oh man, y'all, I am so hungry. I gotta put some in a bowl. Woo-hoo. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. After boil soup. Oh. Y'all, this smells so good. I know I've probably said that many times, but gosh, it smells amazing. Looks amazing too. All kinds of different colors going on here, you know, the orange of the carrots, the yellow of the corn, the green of the celery. It's beautiful. But how does it taste? We shall see. I'm pretty excited. Honestly, somebody who's a fan of the page actually messaged me and told me about this, and it was not something I've ever actually tried. So I was like, that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna give that a whirl. So, still piping hot though. Goodness. Go ahead and get a little bit of mushroom here and some crawfish. Mushroom and crawfish. Woo. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. The steam coming off of there is quite impressive. I don't really feel like scalding the top of my palate. Just give it a nice touch. There we go. Oh man, that is some good. I'm telling you, you would be so surprised if you have never tried this before. If you've tried it, then obviously you know what this is like. But you would be so surprised that not having to add a pinch of salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning whatsoever, it is full of flavor. I mean, obviously you add a lot of seasoning into your crawfish boil and everything in here has soaked that up. So it has just transferred over to this bowl of soup. But oh my gosh, man, it's so good. Get a little potato and sausage here because that's a good combination. Oh my goodness. Y'all got to try that. If you boil in crawfish and you have a ton of leftover fixins and you end up throwing it away, make this. It is freaking awesome. Well, all right, guys. I had a lot of fun doing this. It tastes delicious. My family's all waiting to fix them a bowl, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see y'all next time. Paya!